The problem is that we perceive and feel that cake is small. We are talking of slice of the pie all the times. Why not to talk about size of the pie? Size of the pie is huge. Let us not compete each other. Let us compete with the other world. One. The second thing is, it is an issue of strategic alliances. It is an issue of going forward in such a way that let us resolve this issue. Why can't we have code of ethics within our own companies and within our competitors? Can't we convert our competitor into a resource? This is the question to be answered, and I'll leave this question to be unanswered unless and until we move forward. I would like to sort of share with you that in Pakistan, in small cities, in suburbs, if people can network, they can join hands, they can work on supply side for joint purchase of raw material, joint skill development, joint machinery purchase, and they can even go up to joint sort of selling, joint branding, joint marketing. Why can't we? We are literate, we know this is important, and we know this is a fact that when you go for specific trust building and networking, you can get benefits. Thank you very much.
Okay. We're all set for the last presentation before lunch, and this is perhaps the most difficult thing for any speaker. So would be talking, Khalid Zaman would be talking on praising, employee praising, recognition, and two quick books that I would like to recommend you. And it's not only recommendation, you also have to buy it to read it, but they are not available here. The first one is The 1 Minute Manager, and the second one is The Well Done Thing. I would request all managers, I mean, it's so very important for you people to go through these books. Praising is the most scarce resource in workplace these days. We don't praise people. We catch people doing wrong things. ये आपने किया? वो ये आपने किया? And they are just hiding their faces. We had a workshop on praising employees, उसके ऊपर एक cultural workshop था. Employees went back to their workplace. They learned that we'll now catch people doing something right. And they went to their subordinates and said, ये आपने किया? Now they knew exactly कि टोपी हम पे आ जाएगी. They said, no. And managers wrote, we are trying to find someone to praise, but no one is accepting कि ये उसने किया. Reason, we have been terrible when it comes to praising people. So the next presentation is all about praising people. I guess we are all set. Please put your hands together for Mr. Khalid Zaman-1.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It is indeed a great pleasure for me to address this August gathering, but I can just give you the example Suhail has shared with you, the cricket example. My situation is like that. Everybody is thinking about the lunch and the tea break and the emails they have to respond, and I'm the last man before the lunch. So you can understand the situation. Every fielder is ready for the catch, and the bowler is Suhail. There are experienced batsmen who have already done. So you can understand the situation. So I was thinking what to do. Initially, I have to present after the lunch. So I was planning, I have to make a presentation in a way so that I can wake up the audience. Now I have to change the strategy. So now I have to give a presentation, or I have to share my thoughts in a way that just I can retain their attention for at least 15 minutes. So I'll just share one thing before. I'll make sure that I will complete my presentation 15 days, whatever I am talking, but I'll cover in 15 days. I read in a column, 15 minutes, sorry. That is why I'm also feeling hungry. I read a column in the Daily Jung by Ataullah Qasmi years ago, बरसों की भूख. उन्होंने उसमें लिखा कि जब आप किसी शादी में जाएं या किसी फंक्शन में जाएं, सब बैठे रहते हैं, बहुत अच्छे ड्रेस होते हैं, मगर जैसे ही खाने का ऐलान होता है तो बस फिर हमने देखना होता है कि हम किस सूट में हैं और क्या साड़ी पहने हुए हैं. तो कहने लगा कि मसला ये है कि पहले ज़माने में खाना कम होता था या चीज़ें कम, रिसोर्सेज कम होती थी, लोगों के बैक ऑफ द माइंड ये चीज़ें हैं कि शायद खाना ख़त्म हो जाए. तो उस आर्टिकल पढ़ने के कुछ दिन बाद मैं भी एक शादी में गया, तो मैंने कहा अताउल्लाह कासमी सही कहते हैं, मैं बैठा रहूँगा. मैं बैठा रहा, खाना ख़त्म हो गया उस दिन. तो मुझे अताउल्लाह कासमी पर बहुत गुस्सा आया. न मेरी कभी उनसे मुलाकात हुई तो शायद मैं उनसे कहता. तो आई एम श्योर कि इस टाइम खाना भी बहुत है. यू जस्ट गिव मी 15 मिनट्स. So my presentation is all about partnership, how to create partnership, how to create engagement. And I was a presenter in one of the session in Karachi when the the person like Suhail introduced me, the person from the bank. So they understand why he's talking about praising and everything. These are the people who started this economic recession. So coming from these things from a banker, it is very difficult, but I can share with you, these are the things which we are doing in HSBC. That is why although we also experience the tough time globally, but we are the one organization who face it very gracefully, and we came out as a successful. So what is partnership? The state of having shared interest or efforts. And you know these words, why I'm just repeating these words, so that should have a clarity. I know you all know the meaning of these words, the purpose of this. We have already heard too much about the business context, what's happening at the business world, what's happening at the operating environment. You know, so what's happening nowadays? Everybody is facing the tough time. From the employer's perspective, we have to make sure we have to right size or downsize the employee. Every industry has to do it. We have to manage our cost. This is one of the objectives of all the business heads, all the HR heads. So we have to manage our cost, we have to reduce the headcount, we have to reduce the extra fat. Giving all these things in mind, can anyone expect that we will invest or anyone will invest on the engagement side or the branding side? Yes. Although we are facing tough time, I am just sharing with you, although we are facing a tough time, we are spending time, spending money to the engagement activities, because the world have experienced economic recession before as well, because this will over eventually. And at the end of the day, if you are able to retain your talent, if you are able to retain your great people, then these people who are the key drivers of organization will come out and will again lead you in this competitive world. So there are three aspects of employee recognition: from employee's perspective, number two from the organization perspective, and number three from the customer or the shareholder perspective. If you will see from the employee's perspective, what employee will get after getting recognition and appreciation from his or her boss: the carrier of identity, the source of meaning in work, a self-esteem booster, increased motivation and satisfaction, and mental health. These are the few points, these are the few outcomes if you will effectively implement the recognition and appreciation within the organization. If you see the same thing from the organization perspective, why organization would like to invest on the engagement activity, why they want to have a culture in an organization where recognition and appreciation should be the part of the organization culture. Because at the end of the day, if a motivated employee will perform in your organization, it will definitely improve the quality of work life. Number two, the employee motivation and retention, because you will able to motivate and retain. I'll share with you in the coming slide, because if you talk about retention and attraction, most of the, as Dr. Saab said, most of the people think if you will pay high, then you will able to attract the talent. This is not true at all, because I can give you through the statistics which I have gathered from one of the management website. So there are other things through which you can able and attract and retain a people: higher productivity and performance and learning. From the customer point of view, if a motivated employee motivated employees are working in your organization, they will able to provide you the better customer services, and this will in turn increase the shareholder return. I'll give you, this is a